I have a message for the men in America and men of the world. I was put on this earth by God, Allah, the Creator, Buddha, whatever you may call it, that all-binding force which surrounds us. I am the will of nature. I am not reality which you choose to ignore and deny. I am woman, and I am as I was meant to be. It is a weak man who spends his time bemoaning women to bolster his own ego. This world was here before you were born, and this earth will continue to exist after you are gone. The earth does not bend to your will simply because you desire it to. You are delusional about what is taking place around you. You do not know what a woman is, and you lie to yourself. It is a weak and incompetent man who spends his time bemoaning women rather than looking himself in the mirror and facing his own failures. It is a weak and incompetent man who chooses not to improve upon himself and point the finger at others rather than improve himself. It is a weak and incompetent man who steals from others in order to survive rather than choosing to be truly productive. They do not create, they do not produce, and they are not useful to society. Any person who chooses to spend their time trying to bolster their own ego rather than recognizing that there is an entire world outside of them is only trapped in delusion and ego. They are not truly capable of creating anything useful in this world because they deny the very fabric of reality, demanding that it must bend to their own will as an individual, not understanding that there are 8 billion human beings on this planet. I am the force of nature, and I am what I was created to be. I am strong, intelligent, and capable. I am woman, and I am not the lie that you continue to preach and tell your own self. While you have spent your time complaining about women and making our lives a living hell, we have been watching your abuses for hundreds of years. And if you are going to deny the reality that surrounds you, you do not have the upper hand. Women, you must understand how strong and capable you truly are. You must train and be strong. Do everything that these whiny men refuse to do. Look at yourself in the mirror. Stand up and say, I refuse to submit, I will not sit down, and I will not surrender. The suffering that these whiny, complaining men create is a travesty that has gone on for too long. It must be dismantled. It is time for the big lie and the great illusion to shatter and crumble to the ground. They abandon us with children and deprive us of the means to survive, the right to housing and food, and in that they have created the means of their own downfall. We are done with your lies. We've had enough of your petty whining. If you cannot face reality, if you cannot look in the mirror and choose to improve upon yourself, that is your own failure and your own weakness that you, as an individual, must take accountability for. We have, for too long, chosen to be civil with individuals who choose not to be civil. Male or female, the human body has vulnerabilities. Those vulnerabilities can be exploited. We are standing here as a civilization because of our choice to be civil, and it is just that, a choice. Men who spend all of their time bemoaning women trying to bolster their ego are only weak. They are not strong. And when they speak, and they speak these words, they clearly exemplify that to everyone around it. We all must recognize that. They are nothing more than the epitome of the failures of society. They are failures. They choose to be that way. It is a choice. We will not stand by and idly allow these things to take place any longer. All that this handicapped mentality of these entitled men has been doing is creating suffering, and it is our responsibility as the women, the stronger of the two, who have been faced with aeons of oppression, to stand up and say that this suffering must come to an end. There is more to this life than the illusions of weak men.